The Russian president spent Monday basking in the warm glow of his record-breaking success. He had said he wanted to reach out to his opponents and build bridges abroad. Meeting with all the beaten candidates, his language could hardly have been more conciliatory.
We must vote, and we will give necessary attention to further strengthening the country's national defence capability. But I wanted to tell you now that no one is going to accelerate any kind of arms race. We plan to build relations with all the countries in the world in a way that is constructive. We will aim for, and of course encourage, our partners towards constructive dialogue.
Fears that his vote share might go down had proved groundless after all, even if there was the minor inconvenience of people being filmed stuffing huge reams of ballot papers into boxes. Still, the margin of victory was such that even independent monitors accepted that cheating didn't make much difference. It was a one-horse race.
Most candidates publicly expressed their certainty that the incumbent president would prevail in the election, with many of the candidates themselves stating that they did not expect to win. The election lacked genuine competition. Thus, efforts to increase the turnout predominated over the campaign of the contestants.
After his victory on Sunday, Putin thanked his supporters. "We're one big team," he said. But the same cannot be said for his relationship with the European Union, whose foreign ministers met in Brussels on Monday. In recent days, Russia had accused several countries, including Sweden and Slovakia, of holding supplies of the nerve agent used to poison the spy Sergei Skripal. The European backing of the UK position on the poisoning also led Germany to question its entire partnership with Russia.
The result of the Russian election has surprised us about as much as the circumstances of the election. Obviously, it is impossible to speak of a fair political contest as we know it. The fact that this result was also achieved on what is recognised as Crimean territory is another aspect which we find unacceptable. We continue in the knowledge that Russia will remain a very difficult partner, but also that when it comes to finding international solutions, that Russia is indispensable.
For Germany to question the strength of its relationship with Russia is a far, far bigger problem for the Kremlin than the collapse of its relations with the UK. Add to that hugely condemnatory language from countries like Sweden and Slovakia in recent days, and it starts to look like a much bigger structural problem for Russia with its so-called European partners, only adding to the sense of isolation for Vladimir Putin. The real worry for Russia is that Germany is on the point of signing a big new deal to import Russian gas. Poland, with long-term hostility to Russia, is now urging the Germans to scrap the deal. Many Russians idolise their president because they regard him as impervious to pressure, a strong man who can take on everyone single-handed. He might say he wants to get along with other nations, but as he starts his fourth term, more and more countries are lining up against him. Laurence, Al Jazeera, Moscow.